this season in Champions of the Future, so keep an eye on them as well. But the battle at the front will be absolutely nail-biting. We have 16 laps to go through as the drivers have received a signal as we get to go for the 2 warm-up laps once again before unleashing the beasts. Thank you for joining us as the grid appears once again on your screen. David Walter and Zardellini side by side as we have Koski Motorsport against Parolin Racing Kart, Energy, Ricky Flynn Motorsport, as well as Forza Racing and the rest of the grid with Parolin and some of the best teams, independent teams, and also the biggest factories in the world of karting. This is the first time, as we said, in the history of the sport that the CIK classes are taking place, are racing on this beautiful karting center of Campillos. Go side by side to David Walter. Is going to have to shut the door coming to turn number 1. Here we come, another try. Are we racing in Campillos? Yes, we are. Lights out. Here we go for the first final and the last one of the year. Fantastic stuff from David Walter. Thomas Tolsemanis took a bit start as well, taking the lead, at least trying to, but taking the toe of the leader. In second place, Maxime Rem in third. And in Zardellini wasn't so easy for him, the Frenchman, I think. No one's off in the first sector. Watch out for the first big breaking point. And one driver in difficulty further back. We have lost to Kai Sorensen. I think it was involved in that tussle over there. As well as Maxim Orlov, I think that went missing. We'll try to get back in a minute on that. But here we go for the first of 16 laps. The junior final, the third round of Champions of the Future is on. Maxim Orlov indeed is out of this race. Unfortunately, he was starting from 6 on the grid. They got tangled over at the breaking point of turn number 5. Quite unfortunate for Maxim Orlov over there as the battle is on. And Zardellini on Maxime Rem already around the outside. Can he try to make a difference in turn number 13? And it's actually for better moving ahead of Maxime Rem for third place. That was beautifully made. Well done from Enzo Deligny actually. But Maxime Rem is going to try to respond. Oh, Deligny a bit aggressive on that one. Shutting the door at turn number 1. This is only the second lap beginning right now to the climb to turn number 5. And you can see a confirmation as well that we lost to Kai Sorensen as well. Maxim Orlov and Kai Sorensen. What a disaster for the young American as he was starting from 9th on the grid with a lot of ambitions to make the American flag shine. But he's going to have none of it. Unfortunately, I think the two went together. We will see if it was related or not. But as a result, Kai Sorensen and as well as Maxim Orlov are out of this race. Now the battle is raging, back with the leaders outside of turn number 11, the 2 right-handers. This is the third sector of the track. David Walter, Thomas Tolsemanis, another strong start from the young driver from the Energy Corse Racing team as he took the toe and the inside line on Enzo Deligny, but he's back in third place, the Frenchman in front of Maxime Rem. Then we have Kin Nakamura Berta still in 5th, Jan Berezowski in 6th. Dion Gola is 7 in front of Matus Ferreira. Then Akshay Bora and Pilogov, Miguel Costa out of the top 10 at the moment. And we had a bit of a trouble as well for Jimmy Elias, I'm afraid, that tumbled down the order. We've lost Jimmy Elias from Tony Kart as well. Quite unfortunate for the young Frenchman who was out of his race before it actually quite started. Now we're back with the leaders. David Walters, Tolsemanis. Now this is the time for observation. This is the time to be focused and not to do or to attempt anything unwise. But Thomas Tolsemanis can feel the pressure from Enzo Deligny just behind on his back. He's going to need to go for the move very soon because David Walter has been absolutely uncatchable in this position. Once he's in the lead, David Walter has been able to put on a pace. And there comes Enzo Deligny. There comes the first response. First move for the top 3 positions. Enzo Deligny up into second for the Parolin Racing Kart. We still have plenty of time in this final. It's only getting started as David Walter is trying to... Miguel Costa unfortunately is going to be back in the pit lane. That's going to be retirement, as you saw, for the young sober karting driver. His nose cone was misplaced and he was about to receive the technical flag, but decided to come back as he's supposed to into the pit lane. So another retirement, unfortunately, for the young Brazilian who was so proud to wear the colors of his legendary idol Ayrton Senna. But this time this is not his race and this is not his Sunday, unfortunately. Will it be the Sunday of David Walter as it has been the Saturday and the Friday so far in this closing round of Champions of the Future? And Deligny might have other plans in mind. The Frenchman has been really on the charge ever since the start of the weekend. Oh, and the 76, oh my God, definitely not the weekend as well for the Sodica representative of Nathaniel Tai, the young British driver, out of this race as well. Let's try to see where that happened. Just on the braking point into the second hairpin, turn number 10, on the inside of the track, and another drivers having to retire into this final. Lap number 5 out of 16. And you can see the battle is raging. Enzo Dellini coming very close to David Walter now. Matheus Ferreira is the fastest on track, the young Brazilian. Still in 7th place in 62.5, the best lap at the moment. But now we have up to 4 drivers in the same picture. David Walter for 0.2 of a second, watching over his shoulder. And is trying to gesture a little bit to Enzo Dellini to wait a little bit longer, not to attack too much, because Thomas Torsemanis is not far behind for 0.6. Then Maxime Rem is really crawling to that 4th position at the moment in front of Ki Nakamura Berta. Nakamura Berta losing a bit of ground, 7/10 down. And there he is, Ki Nakamura Berta coming across on Dion Goda, and Goda just made his move in the breaking point of turn number 14. And watch out, because Matheus Ferreira had a good exit outside of the last corner. Did he manage to get through? I don't think he did, because in turn number 1 that would have been quite courageous and maybe difficult indeed. We're back with the leaders as Enzo Dellini took the lead. Enzo Dellini is now your leader of the junior final in Campillos. The Frenchman ahead of David Walter. Thomas Torsemanis in 3rd. That's the first big move indeed. There's your new leader. David Walter is not quite used to have been in this position. He's been the one being chased by the rivals. Now he's going to have to be the chaser. And he's being stuck between Dellini with the pressure of Torsemanis behind him. As we said, you know, this is the difficulty of karting. Even though you might have a very strong weekend from pole position to pre-final, sometimes it can go your way or the opposite completely in the final, depending of how hungry your rivals still are. But we're only getting started in this race. Lap number 6 out of 16. Still a long way to go before the first checkered flag of the day. Enzo Dellini is doing what he can, doing what he has to do. 0.2 of a second in front of David Walter. 0.3 himself on Thomas Torsemanis. Half of a second between those three into turn number 5. And then we have Maxime Rem down in 4th. Dion Goda is 5th. Matheus Ferreira is 6th. Then we have Ki Nakamura Berta. Edgar Ampilogov doing a good job, climbing 8 positions. Brilliant. Oh, and a bit of a trouble for the 83. Oh my God, this will be retirement, I'm afraid, for Dion Goda. Dion Goda is going to have to be on the side. Oh, that's race over. That's race over for Dion Goda. He was 7 in this race, and you can see the despair for the Ricky Flynn Motorsport driver as his teammate Freddie Slater has launched his charge. He's 9 at the moment, Freddie Slater, with Edgar Ampilogov just in front. Watch out for these two. These two young men are on a mission with 8 places gained for Ampilogov, 6 places gained, and now 7 for Freddie Slater, who goes through without not much of an effort, as he had the pressure of Akshay Bora just behind. Quite a disaster, unfortunately, for Dion Goda, who had put up some great performance, but won't be rewarded at the end of the weekend. 0.3 of a second still between Enzo Dellini and David Walter. The fastest lap by the Frenchman, who's going to try to pull away just a little bit to make himself more comfortable. Can he do that halfway through this final? We're here with the Ricky Flynn teammates, Freddie Slater, who is starting from the back of the grid, 15 at the moment. And as it stands, because we have the virtual championship with us, there's just a 6 point difference between Kutskov and Slater. So Freddie Slater has to keep on climbing. He has to keep on going. Maximilian Popov, the unfortunate driver who had to retire in the pre-final, the Russian, is having the fastest lap in this race. Let's see where he is. Maximilian Popov within the midfield at the moment. As I cannot find it, is 25th. 25th at the moment with an 11 position climb for Maximilian Popov, trying to really catch up the pieces left in this weekend that really didn't go his way. But at the moment, the battle for the championship is very much raging. Freddie Slater is currently in 7th place, chasing his next prey, Ki Nakamura in 6th. Kirill Kutskov is a direct rival for the title. Where is he, Kirill? He's currently in 14th place at the moment. 14th place. That means that as it stands, there's a 5 point difference between Kutskov and Slater. half of what we had. Oh, the 87 is out of this race from Tony KART. This is a Tobias Klaasen. That's quite unfortunate for Tobias Klaasen, I'm afraid. He's going to have to be watching the rest of the final from the sideline with the marshals. Back with the leaders. And a bit of a gap between Enzo Deligny and Walter now. David Walter is going to have to go defensive because he still has some time and some laps to go. We're halfway through. Now lap number 9. Completed now. 6 laps to go. A bit more before the checkered flag, and now it seems to be going the way of Enzo Deligny from Parolin. 7/10 of a second on David Walter. Oh, and the 99 from World Racing out of this race. Let's try to see who that is. This is Marcus Sater. Unfortunate retirement for Marcus Sater, who just went out of the track, and that's quite a bizarre incident actually, because it's just in the third sector of the track. It just went on the sideways actually, and had to stop in the grass or in the sand. But maybe an engine seize. That must be one of the explanations, because we don't see anyone else with him, and doesn't seem to be the result of a touch. But that remains to be confirmed. On your picture is a 127. Freddie Slater, second to this championship for 5 little points, for 2 little points now. The gap is dropping as Freddie Slater keeps on climbing now. It means that Kirill Kuskov is dropping position as well. At the moment, Freddie Slater is still in 7th place. He has 1.3 seconds of a gap on Kin Nakamura-Berta, but he has still his destiny in his hands, but he doesn't know what's happening to Kirill Kuskov. While Kirill Kuskov is dropping position after position, I'm afraid. Another position dropped. Is now 18, Kirill Kuskov, which means that Freddie Slater might actually get ahead of him in the individual championship as it stands. Let's see what happens, but he might be, if he stays in this position, this is 1 point more for Freddie Slater, who needs at the moment 1 more to get ahead of Kirill Kuskov. This is getting very tight. This is getting unbreathable at the moment for Kirill Kuskov, who's not having the race that he wanted. He keeps on the losing position, I'm afraid, in this race. We're back with 1:59 in this final. This is Jonathan Waymat down in 16 in front of James Segozzi, split by just 0.5 of a second. The 28 on your picture from Forza Racing. This is Kirill Kuskov. Indeed, in 18th position. He is your championship leader, still for the moment, for 1 single point on Freddie Slater. Kirill Kuskov at the moment down in 18th place. Kenny Lazari could actually terminated his final hopes of a title if he gets ahead of Kirill Kuskov. Freddie Slater and himself would be on equal points. So it's not good news, not good news at all for Kirill Kuskov, who is being put under pressure. Of course, he does what he does. This is his race. He needs to be focused until the end. This is lap number 12. There will be 4 after this until a checkered flag. We come back with Freddie Slater. He's still stuck in 7th place, trying to catch up as much as he can with Kin Nakamura-Berta. But then Nakamura-Berta in front of him, the Forza Racing driver, is not an easy driver to get past. Still 1.3 seconds between those two. He's giving everything that he has, the Ricky Flynn Motorsport driver. But at the moment, he's still missing 1 point. He's still missing 1 single point to come on equal with Kirill Kuskov. So that's going to be tense. That's going to be tense until the end. Let's keep an eye as well on the battle further back for Kuskov and Kinyo Lazari, split by just 0.3 of a second. We're back in the lead with 1 full second now built by Enzo Deligny. Another fastest lap for the young Frenchman. That has been one of the revelations, that's for sure, of this weekend. Finishing champions of the future on a high, and maybe on his way to seal his first victory at this level and in the championship. 62.1, the fastest lap at the moment. 1.5 tenths faster than his pursuers. Oh, watch out the battle with one of the mono competition drivers. This is the 189 happening for the back on the top of the hill. This is the 109, sorry. And this is actually Adrian Malero against German Fotev, and Maciej Gladys with him. Great battle in the mix at the moment. This is the battle for outside of the top 20 at the top spot of the track. Back with the leader, Enzo Deligny. This is lap number 13 completed. He can feel already the checkered flag waving in the wind of Andalusia. He can maybe already halfway touch the trophy of the winner here in Campillos. We're not there yet. He needs to stay focused, of course. He has a 1.2 second advantage on David Walter, who has been the dominant force coming to this final. Now he's been stuck in second place with half of a second, now 6/10 of a second in front of Thomas Tolsemanis. There will be, of course, a lot of cheering at the end of this race, but certainly a bit of a bittersweet result for David Walter, who would have seen himself at the top of the classification. Kini Lazari having a warning flag at the moment. He's just behind. Kirill Kutskov just gained another position, and now he's back in 17. That means that Kirill Kutskov is still your champion of 2021 in junior. He has 2 single points advantage on Freddy Slater. Alex Powell is down in third, in front of Maximilian Popov, and Maxim Orlov in fifth. This won't change very much, but now the title is still in the hands of Kirill Kutskov, who's not having the race that he wants, dropping 6th place down to 17, and he has 8/10 disadvantage on James Segodzi, but 9/10 on Jonathan Waymat. So right now, Kirill Kutskov, if nothing moves and the classification is made official, could actually be titled the champions of the future 2021. Let's wait until checkered flag and for the classification to be made official, but Kirill Kutskov is on his own. Right now, the 73 of Thomas Tolsemanis dropped a little bit of momentum now. He wasn't able to catch up quite enough with David Walter, as he has now 1.3, no, it's 6/10 of a second still behind David Walter. This is the penultimate lap of this junior final, ladies and gentlemen, as Enzo Dellini is going to have to keep his focus until the end. Watching over his shoulder, Thomas Tolsemanis in third place, down to turn number 14. He's been trained desperately to catch up and to stay within the shadow of David Walter, but Walter has been uncatchable, but not for the win, for the second place, because this young man is on his way to seal the deal here in Campillos on this beautiful Sunday. Coming across a breaking point of turn number 5, Enzo Dellini, 1.5 seconds, has been an impeccable drive all throughout the weekend for the young Frenchman who waited for the last race to make the difference. He was starting from the front row, didn't have the best of start, actually dropping to third, but he remained calm and patient and was able to get past first Maxim Rem, then Tolsemanis, then David Walter, all the way to the first position. Just a couple of corners left for Enzo Dellini. One last charge of the engine. Down the hill, turn 14. He's watching over his shoulder to see where the rest is. Well, my young friend, you have quite a bit of a gap, 1.6 seconds. This will be enough to be crowned victorious here in Campillos. Enzo Dellini wins the final round of Champions of the Future. Second place for David Walter, third position for Thomas Tolsemanis. And he can punch the air with joy, the young Frenchman, victorious with the Parolin Racing Kart Racing Team. Beautiful performance from Parolin. Second place for David Walter. That's nice to see. The thumbs up from David Walter, who tried everything that he could. He's been there at the front for the entire weekend. He tried against Dellini, who on fresher tires was able to make the difference. Second place for David Walter. Third position for Thomas Tolsemanis. Maxi Rem is fourth in front of Matthias Ferreira. Kin Nakamura Beta is sixth in front of Freddy Slater. And at the moment, Kirill Kutskov is still your champion of 2021 for 3 little points in front of Freddy Slater. Edgar Ampilogov is 8, Akshay Bora is 9, Jan Perizovsky is 10 in front of Alex Powell, Kirill Ditsiev, Anatoly Kavalkin, Ian Ekmans, as Kavalkin actually gained 22 positions into this race. 17 places gained for Ian Ekmans in front of James Segodzi, Kirill Kutskov down in 16, but still, as it stands, crowned champion of this season 2021. Ian Ekmans following, this is Arle Kiebel in 17, Jonathan Waymat in 18, followed by Kinu Alazari, German Fotev, Maximilian Popov, Maciej Gladys, Matias Orwella, Enea Frey, Adrian Malero, Andres Cardenas, Fionn McCaughlin, Jimmy Elias, as well as Luca Samaristo. Quite a good list of drivers who had to retire from this junior final in Campillos. Kai Sorensen, Maxim Orlov, Miguel Costa, Nathaniel Tai, Dion Goda, Tobias Clausen, and Marcus Saiter. Congratulations to our top 3 winners, as we're going to have the podium ceremony coming up in just a few moments as the drivers get back to the Parc Fermé. I'll see you in a moment in the podium, and then we're going to take a short break. But stay with us, because we have one more final for the OK class. Second position has been the dominant force all throughout the weekend. Even though he tried everything, he's going to have to make do with second place. Still a great performance to conclude Champions of the Future. From Denmark, David Walter! And last but not least, he's been in the mix all throughout the weekend as well, but he's been doing a great job being uncatchable in the final from France, Enzo Deligny! Beautiful performance from the entire Pauling Racing KART as well. I'm going to call on the podium his representative and team manager, Marco Paulin, as well, to join the young drivers from the junior class. Congratulations, guys. Good performance all throughout the weekend. As we're going to hear the national anthem for Enzo Deligny and France, please. A round of applause, please, and congratulations to our top 3 drivers of the junior final here in Campillos. Third place for Energy Corse, Thomas Stolsemanis. Second position for Koski Motorsport, David Walter. And the victory for Pauling Racing KART, Enzo Deligny. Congratulations, guys, our top 3 drivers in the junior category. And congratulations as well to Marco Paulin and the entire Pauling Racing KART for a beautiful performance here at the conclusion of Champions of the Future. This was the first final of the day. Round of applause once again, please, for Enzo Deligny, David Walter and Thomas Stolsemanis. Don't go anywhere, guys, because one more race to come after this. But before that, a bit of champagne, shall we, guys? In 1, 2, 3, you can pop up the bottles. Champagne! And there you go. Champagne! Congratulations, guys!